So hi everyone, I'm Jerry Xu. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Lendica. At Lendica, we build this embedded instant lending for small business. As a small business owner today, it's still so hard to get a loan to support the development of the company. You can either get a bank loan, which can take a really, really long time, and also there's uncertainty to really get it. Or you can go to a quote unquote fintech lender, but usually the rates are kind of very high. So here's the problem we spot. The primary reason is because there's so much cost associated with people to get a loan, and there's no really competition also on the back end for the financier to compete to give a fair rate. With that in mind, we created Lendica. Really want to create the experience for small business owner to easily get a loan right in their workflow, and also get a fair rate that really is a fair evaluation of the risk of their business. So our goal really is to make the small business loan fast and affordable. The way we do it, there are three folds, and that's also associated to our we call like three tech assets we're building. To start, we have a very interesting, I would say, a way to originate the deal. That's what resides in the different SaaS platforms, which are helping small businesses day to day. Imagine if you are a restaurant owner, what you do, you actually don't go to a bank branch or anything, but what you do is you stare at your Uber Eats portal every day, waiting for the next delivery. Imagine the funding option is right there. When you see the volume, the order volume spikes up, you can order and finance your inventory purchase easily. Or if you're a manufacturer, imagine every day you're working with your vendors, and inside your inventory management system or invoice management system, the lending option will be right there. So that's our first tech components. We call it pod. Really is this embedded origination channel to get attractions from the small business owners. The second tech component we want to make, again, the goal is to make the small business lending process really fast and affordable, is through a data-driven underwriting engine. As you can imagine, if you go to a bank, there will be relationship managers that entertain the business owner, or they will send you to the underwriting team, which will get back to you every other 2 weeks. This is primarily because there's still no easy way to understand the risk inside a small business. However, at Lendica, what we do, because we embedded inside different called operating system or SaaS platforms, we actually have a lot of data around those small businesses, either their accounting data, their payments data, their invoice data, their vendor purchase data. With all this data, we standardize it. We have a machine learning algo that spits out underwriting and risk assessment results in seconds. So that's the second component in our tech. And the third component we're building is what we call guts. In any financial organization, one of the biggest headache is a large operation team. And for us, from day one or day zero, we want to eliminate as much as possible so the operation is smooth with minimum human involvement. In the meanwhile, we also, this is in our pipeline, we're building an auction system that will enable all these back-end financier, call it from either the capital from the bank, from family offices, from hedge funds, they can really compete to a better rates to offer to the small business based on the unified data profile and also analytics tools we can provide to help these funding backend to better understand risk and compete for a better offer for small business. So a little detail here, maybe a little visualization. On the origination channel, as you can see, we usually resides inside ERP system or a point of sale system or let's say a farming management system. So that already establishes the trust with the end business owners, and our financing option is right there. And also on the underwriting side, we utilize data ranging from accounting, tax, invoice data, and payments data. And we use neural network and also assembly tree model. That's where we can give instant offer right away. Our typical user profile are small mid-sized business that has annual revenue around 1 million to 20 million range. They usually don't have audited financial statements, very limited like bank assets or hard assets that can be used as a collateral. So that's where us really kind of data-driven underwriting shines. So here's a quick demo for you to see a little more on as a business owner, how can they get funded inside their ERP system. Yeah. Again, this is, I think, our solution through the embedding into different SaaS platform, really build the finance inside the workflow for any small business owner and make the financing really easy. Our ask really is, if you run SaaS platforms that help small business, we'd love to have a conversation to chat. How can we offer financing inside your software? Or if you're a financial institution or a non-bank lender, if you're interested in our underwriting technology or interested in offering a line of credit in certain industry, happy to have a chat. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jerry. Great. So a first question, how are you envisioning this? Is it even more critical now with everything that's been developing the last few weeks, since small businesses might have a harder time getting loans?
Yeah, so that's exactly, we think that's not fair for a large corporation that can have direct access to the lending market, yet the small businesses, they are having so much uncertainty in bank system and everything. So again, like for us to really create a democratized way for the capital to actually look after small businesses, we think that's the right way. And that's our like vision really to build this business for.
Okay. And what is your competitive advantage, or what would you say, what distinguishes you from others, including Kabbage and Fora as posted there?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think really twofold. One is for all these independent fintech lender, the user acquisition cost is really high, kind of to an extent like a couple of $1,000s to acquire a single customer. And for us, through this embedding method into the SaaS softwares, that's one, we don't incur any upfront user acquisition cost. And two, it's really make the process easy for small business owner so that they don't need to, every time they need to finance an invoice, go to a different platform, 20 clicks, and trying to get a deal. And to the underwriting side also, because we're data driven, that's where the instant, also ourselves, our balance sheet lender, so that's where we can make instant decisions. So those are really the two folds that makes us stand out.